Good afternoon, CFM. It's Coach Matt with our Flex Friday with a cash out workout. Let's get right to it. 2 rounds through, start each one with either a 400 meter row or a 400 meter run, and then come back in for some big arm circles. These are dynamic. I want you to feel the centrifugal force of your arms spinning around. You can go forward and reverse. Then we're gonna do some eccentric work. So some of the eccentric work is to prep the actual joint that's moving. So we are doing bench press, so we're doing a little bit of eccentric push-ups in the workout, but it's also for the core. So brace your core. The more that you brace, the more that you squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, squeeze your quads, the better off the effect is. And this one is just 10 seconds on the way down. So we're going to slow, 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 good body position, not wavering or leaning or swaying in the core down. And then if you need your knees to get back up, you can use your knees to get back up, but then 10 seconds again on the way down for those push-ups. 2 reps of that. Stay on the ground for scorpion stretch. So that's arms out to the side, and we're rotating, trying to touch that foot to the hand on the opposite side. A few reps of that. Oh, and then pop up to your hands and knees or hands and feet. We're doing grasshopper, so we're reaching across the body to try to touch that knee to the opposite elbow. If you can't quite reach there, that's fine. I just want to see the squeeze in that direction, okay? When you get done with all that stuff, there is a cash out, right? So it's gonna have a 53 or 35 pound is the RX weight for our kettlebells. Grab one of those, and we're doing a single 15-second eccentric goblet squat, right? So it's going really, really slow. If you're feeling it from any of the squat stuff we did earlier this week, this type of movement will help to break up the fascia packets and all the scar tissue and broken muscle fibers that are in there. The slow elongation of the muscles is one of the best ways to do active recovery work. Even though it's a little bit uncomfortable, it's really good for restoring the muscles to their normal sliding surfaces and helping them to line back up all those little fibers, okay? All right, so we're gonna get into the workout. We're gonna do 3 of these giant sets, which is typically what we do on a Flex Friday. And then I want you to save a little bit of time for the optional cash out at the end, okay? So you need some dumbbells, you need a band, you need your bench press, and I'd like to see all that stuff set up and in order before you start so that you can go relatively quickly. It's not a race pace, but what I'd like to see is focus on good range of motion, good quality movement, and minimal rest in between the exercises, although it is not a race for time, because especially on the things like this, those are the kinds of things, the racing for time on like a dumbbell pullover is how you like would pull a lat, right? Or racing for time on dumbbell curls probably takes away from the strictness or the isolation of the movement, which is what we're going for. So it's kind of a combo where I want you to like not rest even though you want to rest, but I also don't want you to race through it and skimp on the range of motion or risk pulling a muscle in any of those movements, right? So we start off with a bench set up somewhere around half your max, right? And we're gonna do a multiple different grip widths on this one today. So we're doing 8 reps of a narrow grip bench press. So this is somewhere around like thumbs touching. It could be a little bit wider, but make sure that when you come down to your chest, that some part of your wrist or your forearm can touch your chest, okay? So if my hands are out so wide that I'm not touching my rib cage at the bottom, then it's too wide, right? So that will be our wide grip bench press. We're gonna do 8 reps of that. Ugh. And then you're gonna hop up, sit up, and have one of your dumbbells ready for an overhead dumbbell tricep extension, right? So I've got one dumbbell and I've got it in my hand the same way I hold it for a dumbbell pullover, which is kind of making a diamond with my hands, and then the handle of the dumbbell goes through the diamond, right? I'm gonna do 12 reps of that overhead tricep extension. So the heel of my hand or the thumb of my hand should touch the back of my head when I come down for full range of motion there. Then when I'm done, I'll set that down. And now same weight on the bar, but I'm going wide grip. So now just inside the J hooks is where I want to be for this. And again, another 8 reps. And you'll feel this a lot more in the chest and less in the shoulders and the triceps. Make sure you don't pinch your hands underneath the J hook. If your hands slide out or if they get too wide, you're gonna have to get a spotter or hop them back inwards, okay? And next you're gonna have, either you can use a band or you can use 2 dumbbells. We're just gonna do a standard hammer curl, 2 dumbbells at the same time for 12 reps. And then when you're done with that, back to the bench, and now it's whatever grip you want to use, right? But usually the normal grip is about just slightly outside of shoulder width, and we're doing as many reps as you can. So ideally, for the best results here, I'm going until my partner or my spotter has to pull it off of me, okay? So in other words, if I can put the bar back into the rack under my own power, I did not truly go to failure. It was not truly an AMRAP, but it takes you being comfortable or being willing to be uncomfortable with your partner having to spot you and putting yourself in that position intentionally. That's a hard thing to do, okay? Next, you're gonna rest, okay? So 30 to 45 seconds of resting, and then the last two pieces are our combo shoulder raise circuit. So I would normally sit lengthwise on the bench, but just for the camera's sake, I'm gonna sit right here. So we go out to the side, touch to the middle, and then overhead, and then back the way you came, down in front, out to the side, and down, and that is 1 rep, right? And we're gonna get 8 reps of that circuit. So out to the side, close to the middle, straight up overhead, down to the middle, out to the side, and down, okay? And these are 10 pounds dumbbells, and this is probably about what I would do for the workout. So this is one where if you just have like a 2.5 pound plate in your hand, right, or a 5 pound dumbbell, or a 7 pound dumbbell, those would be the appropriate weights for that one. And then the last thing we're doing is our dumbbell pullover. So now I'm sitting perpendicular to the bench. Again, the dumbbell's in that diamond shape with my hands layered on top of one another. I'm shrugging up and reaching as high as I can over my head, trying to keep my belly tight and my abs tight here. And some of you guys will be able to touch the floor. I can't quite touch the floor on here, but I'm close. And then pulling back over my body for, again, 8 reps, all right? And that is our giant set for the day. So you're gonna get all the way through that, and you're gonna do it 2 more times after you rest to full recovery. The cash out today, this should be really quick. We're talking like 3 minutes at the most, probably less, okay? But it's, for the guys, it's gonna be 12 calories. For the ladies, it's gonna be 9 calories. We're gonna do 3 rounds for time, 12 reps of the American kettlebell swing. So that's hips to overhead, 12 reps there. Hop on the bike, 12 calories for the guys, 9 calories for the ladies, back to 12 kettlebell swings, etc., right? 3 rounds as fast as you can for time. And that one, I do want you racing through. I want you to always protect your back, always protect the range of motion, but absolutely let it fly on that one. It's really short. So if you find yourself like pacing or resting, just try to tell yourself to stop resting, get back on that bike, get on the kettlebell. None of those should be broken up. This should be like charging back and forth, minimal transition time, lickety split, okay? And that is what a cash out is. All right, I'll see you guys on Saturday.